Hello and welcome to episode 19 of the Roll Jump Media podcast. I am joined by my recurring panelists, Jose and Luis. Happy Saturday
What's up?
morning, guys. How are you guys doing?
We're good. We're good. Yeah, we're good.
All right, glad to hear it. Today, the sneak peek of what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about the 20 best selling video games for the month of July, Halo Infinite getting delayed, Epic Games getting booted off the App Store and Google Play Store, and a discussion about our all-time favorite video game series if time permits. We'll do that last one. But before we get into it, we're going to talk about what we've been playing. So, go ahead guys, take it away. To avoid spoilers, use the timestamps in the description.
I'll get started, I guess. I wasn't able to join you guys last week, so I might include some games that I played last week.
Okay.
So first of all, in the usual Animal Crossing. I don't know that game. I think I'm playing it less and less every day. At this point,
That
it's just like going in and getting good miles, getting turnips whenever there's turnips, and then
so you're at the level I was like on week 2.
damn, yeah, you were like over it really fast.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm getting there. I mean, I don't hate the game, but it's just, it's what do you call it? It's just like a task, a daily task now.
Yeah.
Mm,
I look forward
And
to the
then,
events.
yeah, well, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, whenever there's something new or like a new update, I
Yeah.
want to like check it out and play it.
Yeah, definitely.
But I feel like it's like overcooked. Like the fireworks, the first time it's cool,
Magical.
but then it's like okay, what else?
Definitely.
And then what else? What else? I played switch games. I played. Well, I've been playing Xenoblade. That's like the main game I'm playing right now. Xenoblade Chronicles. I'm in
Wow.
chapter. I just started chapter 11, I think, or 12.
Yeah, when you say chapters, I don't know where you're at. So I'm just gonna say you're like getting to late game or in late game maybe.
Yeah. Well, I'm at the Machina Village.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
The,
Yeah, that's when the story starts to pop off even more. Okay, yeah.
yeah, so I'm there. I already have like a full squad. You know.
Mhm. Oh,
Um,
you're gonna be in for a treat, man.
but yeah,
Heck yeah.
I've been wanting to play a lot of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, yeah. I'm enjoying the game so much. So it's a good time every time I play it.
Man, I'm glad it's 2 for 2 with you and Jose. I'm glad to hear you
Yeah,
guys are having a good time with it.
yeah. I mean, I always thought that I was gonna enjoy it, because I've heard good things from you and from like in the internet. Like that it's one of the well, some people claim it's one of the best um JRPGs out there. But I was like, okay, I gotta play it. But yeah, like the other characters, they're cool. They're like I don't hate a single character in the game, but I don't prefer a character over another.
Yeah, yeah. I feel similarly. All of them have I like them almost equally, but of course I have favorites, but they're all solid.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what I mean. Like I don't mean like oh I don't have a favorite. I mean
Yeah.
like oh I hate this one. I'm not gonna use it.
Yeah, 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 I get you.
And then the story is like interesting. Um, there were things that were like spoiled for me through Smash actually through the spirits,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I remember like when one of those reveals came about. I was still like hyped. I was like, oh my god, what the heck, what's going on? What's gonna happen next? So I was always like I was hyped to find out more.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still, you know, I want to say like I'm not even halfway through the game, maybe, or maybe I am. I don't know. But like, I still want to know more. There's still more things to find out. So
Yeah.
it's the story is it's intriguing.
Yeah, I'm excited for you. That game just has so many twists and turns. Thankfully, it's not
Yeah,
just the Smash thing. There's a bunch of things to look forward to.
yeah. And I have my theories, but I'm not gonna go into it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. So that's like the main game we played. What else? Yesterday I played Smite for the first time.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and that game is it's I feel like it's a game that I could get addicted to if I put more hours into it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would do that, but I mean it's I see the appeal of the game.
Yeah. The
Especially if you play multiplayer. Yes.
the oh, you got some more thoughts? I was about to say something.
Oh no, well, just that like it can be fun when you play with friends. I haven't played it by myself, so I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say just it was off of that Friends thing. The fast track way to get hooked on a MOBA is to play with a friend that kind of knows what he's doing, so it's
Hmm.
easier for you and you don't get deterred. And then once you play enough of it, you'll start learning what the items are and then how the game works. And then once you get to that level, you'll be able to appreciate the solo experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I might go into it. I don't know. We'll see.
You man, everything else is it'll take over. You got to be careful with MOBAs, man. From talking from
Yeah,
experience.
exactly. And I mean, there's so much to play right now, so I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
And then what else? Um, oh, and then I guess yesterday we also played some Mario Kart 8,
Yep.
and that's always a good time with friends. Salty good time.
Man, shout out, man. Shout out to Mario Kart. Always coming through.
I know. Just waiting for Mario Kart 9, coming out next week. Yeah, and a Twitter post on Nintendo. But yeah, I mean, Mario Kart 8 is just like it's a perfect game to
I'd
play with
argue
friends.
that
That's fun.
I'd argue it's a damn near perfect game.
Hmm. I mean, the item system is a little wonky, but yeah. Anyways, what else? Oh, and also like last week, I got a 2DS. Um, it was not
Yeah,
even,
never too late, man.
it was not even bugs, and it came with Mario Kart 7. So I've been playing Mario Kart 7 as well. Um, I don't know. I feel because I already got like I got like the 3 stars for each cup for each speed. Like
Hmm.
50cc, 100cc, and 150cc. For some reason, I felt like the 150cc in this game is way harder than Mario Kart 8. Yeah, I don't know if it's because of how small it is and you have to, you know, control it differently,
That's
but
interesting. Okay.
yeah, it was more challenging, but I was able to do it. Uh, and then for the mirror as well, it was a little harder, but
Man,
I
I
pulled
had
through.
I had a hard time with Mario Kart 8 mirror mode, man. And 200cc to an extent, but
Yeah, yeah, 200cc is insane.
yeah. Would you say that Mario Kart 7 is it harder because it's faster than 150cc on Mario Kart 8 or is it because it's just harder to control?
I think it's harder to control. Yeah, but it's not even that. It's like I will be in first place, and then like per race, just there were like two blue shells coming at me.
Ah, okay, okay. So it's kind of
Yeah,
also the items.
yeah, like yeah, the items. I don't know. Like
Hmm.
there were a few times where I was like in first place, I was about to end the race, and then boom, blue shell, and then I'm like seventh. And it's like then I have to start over again. I
Yeah.
don't know. So I
Okay.
think yeah, that was part of it, but who knows? I don't know. Anyways, I've been playing that right now. Since I already like got the 3 stars for all the cups. I want to unlock everything, so I'm just like racing randomly to get the coins and
Okay.
to unlock all the cars, the carts and the wheels and gliders and stuff.
Yeah.
And and also for the 2DS, I've been playing. I started playing about 2 weeks ago. I mean, 2 weeks. 2 days ago, I started playing Major Prime Hunters. Uh, that
All
game,
right. Hmm.
yeah, it's a 2DS game, but um, Marcos, my little brother, had gifted it to me like for a birthday about 2 years ago or 3 years ago. But
Hmm.
I never got a chance to play it on a 2DS or a 3DS. So I was like, I can finally play it on my 2DS. So I started playing it.
Huh. It came. It came out on. Cause I know it's a DS game,
Yeah,
but you can play DS games on the 3DS or the
yeah,
2DS? Okay. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. You can?
yeah. And then that's like I
Wait.
forgot about. I got the 2DS thinking it was the only 3DS game.
That
Or
changes everything, bro. I was using
I
my
know,
old DS to play that joint. Oh my goodness.
I know. Yeah, I was playing Mario Kart 7, and then Marcos was like, "Oh, are you finally gonna play the game about me?" And I was like, "No, I can't." But then I thought about it. I was like, "Wait, why can't I? It's similar to 3DS. So 3DS could play DS games." I was like, "Whoa!" I was mind blown.
Dog.
And there's like, yeah, like I don't know. I started looking at Amazon like for DS games as well, just to see what can I play. Um, but I need to calm myself. It's too many games.
Yeah,
But
you're
yeah,
gonna you're gonna get that backlog.
yeah. But yeah, been playing that. It plays a little bit differently, obviously, from the main Prime games.
Hmm.
Um, it's a handheld. Uh, it's a little tougher though. Like, for example, I was playing last night, and I have you played the game? Right?
I played like 2 hour and a half of it. I just dabbled in it, so I kind of know how it plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but yeah, like I fought. I think it was the first boss.
Okay.
It was like this powder, and you had to like hit certain spots, and then like something came out of it or something. You had to shoot it.
Yeah. I don't even think I made it that far.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
I gotta get back to it though.
it's so hard to control.
Mm.
Like well, you have to get used to it because you control your movement with the X, Y, A, B buttons, like
Okay.
the your visor. Like when you aim, you control it with the X, Y, B, C, the A. Sorry. Um,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I vaguely kind of remember that. There was no nub on
and
the DS, so they had to do something about it.
then you control your movement with the pad or the little stick on the 3DS,
Yeah.
and then you shoot with the R. No,
Okay.
you jump with R, and then you shoot with L, the L button.
That's so
So
weird.
it was a little like weird.
Uh-huh.
And then like when I was trying this boss, like I was struggling because you have to aim, you have to move with the A B buttons, and then you have to jump with the R, but then you have to shoot with the L, and it was kind of like you have to get used to it. Um, but like my hand was starting to hurt because of the S is kind of small, and it's like you have to I don't know the movements, and like my heart started to hurt, so it's kind of like it's a struggle a little bit.
I can
And
see
then
that.
to scan things, you have to press the pad um, to
Hmm.
turn on your scan visor, and then if you want to go back to shooting, you have to press it again. So you have to be touching the pad as well a lot. So it's weird.
Yeah, I I I think that game is more for like if you love Metroid and you want more, like it's good to play
Lore.
that one. Yeah, but I think that one's skippable just because even though it's cool that they brought a Metroid game to handheld or Metroid Prime game, it's just not the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, I'm probably gonna keep playing it just to finish it. I think it's not a long game, so that's good.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's encouraging for
And
me too, because I dropped that. But now that I can play on my 3DS, I might go back to it for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
and but yeah, I think that's pretty much it. What I've been playing. Oh, I passed Donkey Kong Country.
Oh, the
Um,
original.
yeah, last week as well.
Sick, man.
It's oh wait, I don't did I talk about this one?
You talked about it, but you didn't talk about. I forgot where you left off, but
No, I hadn't passed it yet, right?
yeah, you hadn't.
But yeah, like I passed it. It's a fun game. I didn't 100% it. I think I finished the game with like a 54%. I didn't get everything,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
but it's a fun game. Uh, I did I was caught off guard at the end because at the end like when you beat King K. Rool, like you see the credits, like and then it's like the end,
Uh
and
huh.
then he wakes up again and starts attacking you. Like the first time I remember I thought I finished and I put the switch down and I was like, okay, I finished, whatever. And I started looking at my phone. And then I looked back and I was dead. And I was like, what the heck? What happened?
Dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun.
Then I forgot because I remember looking at that scene like on videos and stuff like that. And I remember, damn, like it was a it was a trick, he wasn't
Mm-hmm.
really dead. Uh,
They
but yeah,
got you,
like
bro.
yeah, so that was
That's funny.
surprising. But it's a fun game. It's um, obviously there's like tropical freeze. It's improved ever since, but it's still
Yeah.
a fun game.
I
But yeah,
haven't.
that's pretty much it.
Nice, dude.
Hmm.
I kind of wanna. Okay, so the only Donkey Kong Country game I played is the original. So, I, would you say I'm missing out on a better experience if I were to play like two or Tropical Freeze?
Mm, like you're missing out not playing the first one.
Well, I played the first one, but I'm interested, very interested in playing like
Oh,
two and Tropical Freeze.
I
Maybe
think so.
Returns too, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. I think like Tropical Freeze. I mean, Tropical Freeze is the latest game, right? On the
Mm-hmm.
series. Um, I think like it's perfected, and they add like new things, uh, shooting like you shot through a barrel, like through the background and into the forefront and stuff like that.
Okay, so they had like perspective things. It's not
Yeah,
so
there's more
okay.
layers to it.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I
Well,
mean,
I'm. Go ahead.
the soundtrack as well, it's good. So
Oh, man, that Donkey Kong Country's the original soundtrack. I don't know, man. My heart wants to tell me that nothing can top it, but if something can top it, man, I wanna experience it.
but yeah, I mean, definitely try it. You can.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be a 2021 kind of deal because I still have Xenoblade.
Yeah, you're right. But
Okay.
yeah, that's the gaming I'm done. But also just really quick, I also got like the Lost Legacy, Uncharted Lost Legacy. I bought it, so I've been
Shout out, man.
yeah. So I'll probably play that as soon as I finish Xenoblade.
Okay, okay. I can be
Take a
patient.
break from take a break from the Switch and then go back to the PS4. Because I also been wanting to play Apex more as well, but I, at the time.
Well, season
But
six
yeah,
come is coming out, so
yeah.
did you want to get anything from this season before it was over? You think you have like I don't know how long you got.
No, not really.
You got the mask and everything?
Oh no, dog, you get those by doing the challenges, right? Like the daily,
Um,
the story part, no, the story part of the game.
yeah, you have to get chests from playing matches. I think it was 45 to unlock all the story,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
right, right.
then you just got to play through them.
I never put much attention to that.
Yeah, I think you get like a skin and a charm at the very end for a gun, flatline skin, I believe it is.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know how that story is. It's pretty cryptic. I gotta look up YouTube videos because I'm confused. To be fair, I did skip the dialogue because it's just dialogue, kinda in pictures.
Yeah,
So I wasn't. I just played the missions.
right.
Yeah.
Makes sense. But yeah, that's it. On to the next one.
All
Also,
right, man. Thanks for sharing. All right,
well,
Jose.
for me, I haven't really been playing much. It's been a pretty slow, um, how do you say, like period in gaming
Yeah,
for me. It's just been Animal Crossing. Just enjoying the new updates. Waiting for the next one. I'm really just looking forward to Pikmin. I just know that once that comes out, I'll be spending a lot of time playing that. But yeah, it's just that, and I mean Mario Kart with for the stream that we do on Twitch,
definitely. Shout out.
and Smite. We played Smite yesterday, like we said. I really enjoyed it. I don't see myself playing it um, like constantly,
Yeah,
but
that's
it's
fair.
a really fun game. I see the appeal. I see why people like it. Um, and yeah, it's a pretty fun game. But yeah, that's been pretty much it for me. Pretty slow.
All right. I feel that. I feel that. Nintendo's gotta drop some new stuff sooner or later. So we'll just keep on that what do you call it on that Nintendo hook, waiting for any
Yeah,
news.
we'll see when they decide to drop something. But
Definitely. All right. So the big thing I want to talk about is Breath of the Wild, but I'm gonna save that for the final thing. I know you guys played it or finished it way back in 2017, and I'm barely finishing it. So I'll try to pick your brain as much as I can, but I know that I'm working with 3 years of a 3 year gap, so I'll try my best. The first thing I want to talk about is, I guess, the Marvel Avengers beta. All right, so for this one, I played it yesterday. Um, we stayed up pretty late for the stream, and then I was being a hooligan and I couldn't sleep, so I just jumped on and I played the story bits or the beginning parts of the beta. And my impressions are, I kind of wish that for the beta they put they put a different section for us to experience in the game, because you know that A Day part where um they're all together and they're celebrating A Day and then something happens on the bridge or whatever. You know, we've seen that so many times that it kind of wore out his welcome. That by the time I
oh,
started to play,
that's the part you play.
yeah,
The
it's the
beta.
part you play at the very beginning. That's what they throw you into.
Oh,
And like everybody's seen it, everybody's seen gameplay of it, yada yada yada. By the time I played it, it was kind of like a flat soda. It was like, okay. I kind of felt like I've already played it because I consumed it so much. But as for that's kind of it's kind of tough for the game developers. They're giving us the opportunity to play it, so I can't complain too much. But as for how they play, I'll go with Thor first. Thor, actually, I can summarize everybody together. So there's Thor, Hulk, Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, Black Widow, Iron Man, and Captain America. I think I listed them all. So everybody kind of plays similarly. They kind of have their own feel to them, but at the end of the day, the gameplay is pretty much you pick one up and you know how to play them for the most part. So you got to dodge. Everybody has a dodge with circle, and then there'll be flashes on the enemy, like yellow or blue or red, and depending on those, you got to dodge or use a maneuver to get out of the way, and then you can unleash your combo with square and triangle. You got to mix up square and triangle. Square is light and triangle is heavy, and you can hold down buttons to like mix it up as well. Usually on the power move. And yeah, it's fun to play. It's fun to play. Also, every character has a ranged move. So Thor can throw his hammer. Kamala Khan, she can use her fist to as a projectile to hit enemies. Iron Man has his blasts. So there's things to differentiate them, but I guess it's kind of player friendly to where you can jump into any character and you won't be lost. So I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. So everybody feels incentivized to experiment. Um, and then in addition to the A-Day part, there's a part where you play as Hulk, Bruce Banner, and Miss Marvel, and I enjoyed that more because we haven't seen that as much. And Miss Marvel, she's the centerpiece of the game, and she does a really good job. I haven't played a game where you kind of play as the perspective of a fan of the Avengers, and she portrays that side really well. And she's definitely going to be the highlight of the game. Like alongside the Avengers, which is cool, she's also going to be, the big thing that carries the story and makes it interesting.
Did
So
you
I
like
did, yeah.
the graphics?
The graphics are nice, man. The graphics are nice. It's not groundbreaking, but it's what you would expect from a triple A game of that caliber. The one thing is that there's a lot of screen shaking. Um, I wouldn't say a lot, but it's noticeable to where I wish there was an option to turn it off. So maybe in the full retail game, there'll be an option to toggle it. But it did mess with me a little bit, and I wish I could turn it off.
Hmm.
Let's see what else. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing more of it. To play the regular missions as well as the story missions that are left over. This is something that I can see myself playing with a friend. If you have one person with you to join you on the journey, I think it's going to like make the game so much better or so much more enjoyable. It'll be enjoyable on
Right.
its own, but I think it's just gonna multiply if you have somebody there with you.
Right. Like
Yeah.
I think like the style of gameplay fits perfectly with like co-op, you know.
Yeah, yeah, definitely a co-op game. That's where it's gonna thrive.
Who's your favorite character that you use?
I want to say Cap, man.
Really?
Captain America was yeah. That's I had you only play him for like 3 minutes, but throwing around his shield and having it deflect off of enemies, and his dodge was the smoothest for me. He kind of just does a. It's kind of basic, but it's effective. You feel like you're actually dodged at the nick of time rather than, oh, I dodged in it and oh, okay, I kind of happened on a what do you call it? On a perfect dodge or a dodge where I did it just in time so I can unleash a counter attack or whatever. So
Right.
yeah, he's cool, and his finishers are also really cool. It's really melee focused, and there's power behind it. There's power behind it, kind of like Hulk has power behind his, but I think they nailed Captain America pretty well. He's probably my favorite so far. I thought it was gonna be Black Widow, but it's Cap. Black Widow's probably number
Yeah,
two.
noise.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow, literally every reason why I wouldn't play that game, you just gave it to me.
Yeah. I mean, what about it? What about it? Is it just because I said it was co-op focused rather than single player? It'll appeal to that market more.
No, the fact that you think that Black Widow and Captain America are the best playable characters.
Hmm. I mean, yeah. Which character would were you looking forward to the most out of the six? There's Captain America, there's Thor, Iron Man, Black Widow, Hulk, and I forgot the last one. You don't have a favorite?
I mean, considering that I didn't even know that this game existed until just now that you talked about it, I mean, it's not like I had anything to look forward to.
Okay, okay,
So, yeah, I'm not gonna have an answer for you for that one.
okay. No problem, no problem. Okay, so that was Marvel's Avengers. The last thing I wanted to talk about was, well, I did play Mario Kart on stream, and I played Smite on stream as well. We already covered that. I've been playing League of Legends, which falls into the Smite category. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
So I finished Breath of the Wild this last week, and it's been a long time coming. That game came out way back in 2017. I put it down for a while, then I pick it back up, and then I put it down. And then this time I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna burrow through the main story. I'm gonna critical path it and finish
Mhm.
it, so I don't have to worry about it no more. Have it in the back of my mind, like I should finish this game. So my thoughts, real quick. I'm gonna do the negatives first. So the reason why, even going through the main quest, I've been it's clear in my mind why I was constantly dropping this game, and it's
Mhm.
because the last two shrines, so the last two divine beasts, um, I did the last ones I had were the Gerudo one and the Goron one. So there's just little things that the game presents challenges to you, and they want you to overcome them. But I think it was just unfortunate for me that my mind didn't work in the way that the game kind of wanted it to. Because, for example, the Gerudo one, um, in order to get the outfit to get inside the town, you have to go to this certain place out in the desert, and the desert's freaking huge, man. I was exploring the desert. I was getting bodied by different enemies or whatever, and then I just couldn't find this specific place that you had to go to. You can approach it from many different ways. You can like jump off of a cliff and then drop down into the desert. You can take your horse. So that's the cool thing about Breath of the Wild. There's different ways to approach the situation, but since the game is kind of cryptic, that's kind of can also be a detriment to some players because you have to find a certain place. Specifically for that one, you have to go to that bazaar in order to get the clothing. So it was kind of frustrating. And I'm stubborn at the same time, so I'm not gonna go to the internet immediately.
Right.
Yeah. So did you have a similar experience? Were you able to find the bazaar,
I
or is
thought
that
that
just me?
I thought that place was like it's part of the story, no? Like don't you like the first area you discover, I guess, of the desert, isn't it the bazaar?
I don't know, man. I felt like I just kind of dropped into the desert and I made a beeline to the town where the guards were,
Hmm.
where the Gerudo were. And then I found the
Right.
dude, and then he told me to go find some person that he's able to sneak into it, but we just haven't been able
Right.
to track him down. And then I'm like, okay, like where do I have to go from here? There was just the marker on this guy, and then it's like go find this guy, and then like okay, there's no marker going to where I gotta go to, so I guess I just have to go roam around, and then I just never roamed into the right spot.
Hmm.
That was one of the
But
reasons why I couldn't get into Breath of the Wild too. I mean, I know that I know that it was a wildly successful game because it changed up the traditional Zelda formula, but I hated that it was just such an open world that you could literally do what you wanted. Cause like how you said, like for Luis, okay, like how he said, like isn't that like one of the first things you come across in the desert? But then you had a hard time finding it because everybody has a different way of playing or like traversing throughout
Yeah.
the map, right? Like for
mhm.
me too, like I went to the town first, and then I had to wander around the desert trying to find that one person in the oasis or something to get the outfit. And honestly, that was the most tedious part of the game for me was trying to have to like locate some guy like in an area of the desert that I had already passed over, and like I kind of hated it.
Yeah.
I'm because to me like when I think of a Legend of Zelda game, like I'm like okay, there's a great story and it's like linear, right? Like you go you go to this dungeon, then to this temple, and then to this dungeon. You know what I mean? So the fact that it was just like, oh yeah, like you can go in whatever order you want to wherever place you want to. Hell, you can even go straight to the end of the game, fight the final boss right at the beginning of the game if you want to. And I mean, sure, some people love that, but I'm like, nope, mm-mm, nope, that's not Zelda. I don't know what this is. This is too much Skyrim. I don't care for Skyrim. This is not okay. And that's
Yeah, I
honestly
can't.
one. That's honestly the reason why yet to this day I have yet to beat Breath of the Wild because I'm just no.
What?
I refuse to accept it. No, I haven't. I
Wow.
haven't. I haven't beaten Breath of the Wild. Also,
You're the last person to do it now.
yeah, and I ain't going to. And
Hmm.
if you think that I'm like pressured to beat it before Breath of the Wild 2 ever comes out, if ever, you are sadly mistaken.
Oh my God.
That to
No,
me,
I can.
that is not a Legend of Zelda game. Where's the story? Where's it? I know that there's a story, but again, the
Yeah,
story is basically optional because you could literally just choose to go to right to the end of the game and then not know anything about anything. You know what I mean?
right.
And
Yeah.
and I do not like that. No, no, there has to be some growth, some progression to attach yourself to this link. And to me, there's no incentive to. You know what I mean?
Right.
So no,
Yeah, I can kind
I'm
of agree
sorry,
with you.
Nintendo, but I
Um,
reject you. I reject this game, Nintendo.
I feel that same way. The only thing for me is, I mean, I don't mind the exploration.
Uh
The
huh.
thing with me is the lack of music.
Mm,
Because for
mhm.
Yes,
me, Zelda,
yes.
Zelda is about the music, you know? Like something that makes Zelda great is the music. And I mean, if you're gonna have me explore these, huge areas, at least
At
give me
least have some
some
bumping tracks, right?
bops.
Yeah, where are the
I don't know.
bops?
That's how I feel too.
No, no, I'm with you 100%. That's one of the reasons why I hated it too. I thought it was so quiet and like somber. Like, no, no, what is this? This is not a Legend of Zelda. I know. I reject it.
Yeah.
Shigeru Miyamoto, no. How could you let this happen?
I agree for the most part, but it works in some spots. Like
No, it does not.
if it's
It works.
raining or
It works
thundering,
nowhere.
I would say if it's raining or thundering, like the lack of music kind of I think the trade-off of the song for the
The ambience.
ambience. Yeah, the ambience. In some spots I'm down for that, or like when you're exploring a new spot and you're sensory overload, and you're taking it all in. I feel like it's okay there, but when you're just in the grass
Heck
just wandering
no.
around, you kind of no?
Heck no. Are you kidding me? I still remember like accidentally stumbling into like the Gerudo Fortress when I was playing Ocarina of Time. And I'm thinking like, oh, I just found a new area of like Hyrule Field, and then freaking there goes the guitar, and I'm like, oh my god, what
Mm,
is this?
mhm.
What is this? And you know that song slaps. You
That's
know that song slaps.
that's one of my favorite Zelda songs.
Exactly. Heck no, you are sadly mistaken, sir.
Okay.
No,
I can yeah. I see. I see. But
no, for you, like, hey, like you know that for me, Like even like in regular media, right? Like when a new song comes out, you know that I it only takes like the first 7 seconds for me to decide whether or not I'm gonna like a song just by the beat. And that's exactly what I do to my video games too. If I like the music, if I like what's going on, like if the sound is okay, then I think the game is gonna be okay. And I
Hmm.
have not been steered wrong yet. Look at Persona. Look at
Oh
Kingdom Hearts.
man, oh man.
Look at all these games that we play that have really good music. Even Xenoblade Chronicles, which I have yet to play, I'm already invested in it just because of Gar playing.
Oh man, you're so right. I gotta backtrack on what I said.
Mm-hmm. You
I just
know it.
said
You
some
know I'm
bull
right.
bull.
Yes, you did. You just spoke out your butt.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why no, I'm sorry, but I reject Breath of the Wild. Nope, I reject it. I'm sorry, Nintendo. You have failed me. I'm sure that I'm sure that they brought a new audience into the game because a lot of people like that like open world exploration type of thing with Skyrim. Good for them. But us classic Zelda fans, nope. Although I did like that you could get killed like right away. Like they did realize that we didn't need training wheels anymore in the sense where like like a bokoblin can kill you now. But I mean, other than that, where is my story? Where's my linearity? Where are my dungeons? I hated that they took out dungeons for shrines.
Yeah.
Who thought that was a good idea? No, no.
Well, I mean, yeah, I prefer like the classic, Zelda, the Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess.
Yep.
But I welcome Breath of the Wild as well.
Mm,
It's
mm.
the thing is that I really love Skyrim. It's one of my favorite games.
Whack.
I do I
But
don't
continue.
I don't like Breath of the Wild nearly as much, which is kind of crazy. And they're pretty similar like on surface level, but there's something about the Skyrim experience. I don't know, it's because there's a story there. There's an underlying, you get to meet the villagers or people around. They have their own stories. They have a whole bunch of
Mhm.
dialogue. You get to choose dialogue. I don't know. I just feel like I was more involved in Skyrim. But just a couple positives. Positives. I want to say that the gameplay of Breath of the Wild, for the most part, is top notch. I mean, the physics system where you get to use the Sheikah slate and make uh, ice blocks,
Okay,
and
so
then
like okay, so like using the items in the game, yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, like I agree that that was really good. Like the Sheikah slate was, it was new.
yeah.
It was inspired. I thought it was really good. In lieu of having like multiple items like the hook shot or like um like hover boots or the iron boots or stuff, like you know what I mean, where you can easily traverse like lakes now using the cryostasis slate, or using magnesis, or using the time one, that those that like that was inspired. I thought that was really good.
Hmm.
But I mean, at the same time, like there are a lot of items are like staples of Legend of Zelda series. Like okay, like the bow and arrow, obviously you kept that like as your secondary weapon, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, where's the hook shot? Where are the actual bombs? Not like the bomb slate, but where are actual bombs where you can run out of them and you need to either go to a shop or cut grass. You know what I mean? Where are my limited bombs? You know, it's like and my empty bottles. Having a limited amount of choices between like a fairy or potions and stuff. Like you can have like 99 fairies, which means you could literally be immortal. Like no, no, no.
Yeah. I mean, you can like going around all the only time I've really found fairies was sometimes I'll find them in the wild, but around the fairy fountains, right? Do they all
Yeah.
have
That
them?
that would be the only time I would find fairies too, was if going to the actual fairy fountains, and
Yeah.
even then, I was just like, eh. Because then at the same time, like okay, you had Mifa's Grace, right? Which again, like the champion abilities that get passed on to you. I thought that was pretty cool too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I mean, some of them seem just kind of okay. So like Rivali's Gale, that one was a pretty good one. Like because there's obviously a lot of mountains and cliffs to scale in that game. That one I thought was pretty useful.
Oh
But
yeah.
like Daruk's protection, I hardly ever use that, but that's because I hardly ever use the shield also. So I mean, that to me, that one was kind of a waste. And
Mhm.
then the one that the Urbosa, I forget what hers Urbosa's wrath was it or something. I don't know. I didn't
Yeah,
really
yeah.
use that one either.
That one was
And
pretty
then
clutch.
is it? I never
Yeah,
got.
yeah.
I never. I mean, again, I probably didn't get a chance to use it because I got it fairly late, like
Yeah,
right
yeah.
when I was towards the end of like, this game is boring me already, so I didn't really get much use out of it.
True.
And then, but I mean, to me, honestly, like out of the four, I only really used two, which was Rivali's Gale and Mifa's Grace. You know,
Yeah.
but I
Mhm.
mean, I don't know. Like, it's just I feel like if they had maybe like slowly introduced like a bunch of changes, like okay, having champions abilities, but still having your inventory, right? Still having like the standard Zelda inventory. Or like if you want to do the open world exploration, but then you still have like some linearity to it where like okay, you can only access certain areas after you've progressed a certain point in the story. You know what I mean? But no, like they literally just overhauled and changed everything of what the Legend of Zelda series is known for. I know
Mhm.
that technically I'm wrong about this because the original Legend of Zelda was like that. It was basically like open world. You could explore whatever you want whenever you wanted, right? For
Okay.
back in the original NES. But I don't know. Like in my generation, like we started off Ocarina of Time. Like that was our Zelda. You know. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe like technically Link to the Past, I guess, but I don't count that one. That to me is the worst Zelda game.
Yo, these
But I
hot
mean,
takes,
Ocarina
man.
of
These
Time
hot
era.
takes.
Yeah, well, I already know Luis is probably triggered if he even heard that, but I don't care. Um, no, to me, the Ocarina of Time was my first like my first real Zelda game where like, I was actually invested in. You know, that was my childhood right there. So I'm like, okay, no, I want my story, I want my linearity, and you know what? Even then, like, it still had a pretty vast world where you could explore whatever you wanted, right?
Yeah,
You
I
know,
completely
like
agree.
right, yeah, like right when you left Kokiri Forest, like if you wanted to go check out like Lake Hylia, you could. If you wanted to go to Kakariko Village, you could. You know,
Mhm.
but it was just like you couldn't do much there because you had to progress through the story, obviously, right? Like you could go into Kakariko Village, but you couldn't go to Death Mountain, right?
Mhm.
Because you had to go to the castle first to get Zelda's letter. You could go to Lake Hylia, but I mean, you couldn't really do much there because you couldn't dive because you didn't have the Zora scale. But I mean, like the element of exploration was still there, but it still felt like, or I mean, the linearity of the story was still there, but yet it still felt like, oh, the world was open enough to explore if that's what I wanted to do, you know.
Right.
But I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Breath of the Wild. I understand. I get like it was like you said it was bold for changing up the formula, but
Hmm.
it's just in the process it lost um what made the previous stuff special.
Yeah, like pretty much the previous generations, like what gave it success, from the previous generation.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, again, like I said, don't get me wrong, the mechanics were pretty good. Using the Sheikah Slate, and then using the Flurry Rush or whatever it was called.
Yeah, it was cool.
Some people found ways to use like the stasis rune or slate to like traverse giant gaps of the map, and the shield surfing. Even though I never did it
Ooh.
again because I never used the shields, I thought that was pretty cool. I never really got a chance to try it out, but I thought like that to me like was one of like, well, this is pretty cool. Like that was a pretty big selling point for me.
Mhm. It was
Um,
really cool.
yeah, I mean there's a lot of mechanics like at least in the or like even in the battle too. Like there's a lot of mechanics that to me were like pretty good. It was just too much of a big change. The giantness of the map because it's like 32 times bigger than like Ocarina of Time, right? The map is.
It feels like it's 200 times bigger. It's massive.
Yeah, it's a pretty massive map, but I
Mm.
mean like the open world of it, the lack of linearity, I like that to me was just like what like no what I feel it was to me like it felt like Hyrule Warriors where it was basically a Dynasty Warriors game using Zelda assets. That's basically what Breath of the Wild felt like to me. Like I was literally playing some different game that just had Link
Mm,
cameo in it. You know what I mean? That's what I felt like I was playing. I felt like I wasn't even playing a Legend of Zelda game.
yeah, yeah.
I guess I can
I'll go
understand
ahead,
that.
Weech. Do you have some thoughts about everything we said? We kind of just kind of just
No,
loaded it
no.
on it.
Oh, then I'm pretty sure he didn't hear me bash Link to the Past then.
Uh, no, yeah, I heard you, but like, I mean, I don't know. That's your opinion. I don't know. I mean, I
Ooh,
still enjoy the game, but
ooh.
I prefer Ocarina of Time.
I feel it. I feel the rage. I feel the rage. He's just like, that's your opinion.
But I mean,
I'm taking my life.
I think.
We could use some positivity, Weege, if you got something to say.
I mean, I disagree with like a lot of things that talk about. But, concerning like Breath of the Wild, but to each their own. I don't know. I guess I enjoy that kind of gameplay as well. Um, I think there is a story there.
Oh yeah, there
There's
is. There is.
yes, there is. There's no linearity, but I mean, like you said, you have choices you can make.
Yeah.
You can choose to get that story.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, I don't know. Like I enjoy the game. It's it's one of my favorite Zelda games. But
Yeah,
but again, I do prefer the whole dungeon system and like the Ocarina of Time quest.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like it's the game I put like the most hours ever, like 330 hours into it.
Wow. I put more
So I
hours
don't
in
know.
I put more hours into Animal Crossing than I have than I put more hours in Animal Crossing than you have in Breath of the Wild. That's saying something. Cause
it's
to me,
Which Animal Crossing?
I would prefer the Legend of Zelda series over Animal Crossing, but the fact that I put that many hours into it versus Breath of the Wild, like I think I only have like 90 hours, if that.
I got like a good 50 probably.
You
But
50 hours.
yeah. The last thing I wanted to bring up about Breath of the Wild is that for me, like I'm not too entrenched in I didn't grow up with Ocarina of Time and stuff, right? So I'm not too into like entrenched in the lore. Like I don't breathe it. And I don't, that's like not where I came from. So I'm coming in kind of new. Barely played, Ocarina of Time like 2 years ago or whatever it was. I
Mm-hmm.
think Breath of the Wild relies too much on the existing lore, and it's not very friendly to new people. Like, because there's a whole bunch of callbacks and things like that for fans to appreciate, but if you don't
Never
know,
played.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it's even more boring to just like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is a thing. Like the Lost Woods, like people might have like thought that was so amazing and cool, but it was just an annoyance to me. Like I didn't see the significance of it, but that's coming from somebody who's not too entrenched in the Zelda lore and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, see, I mean,
Right.
like the Lost Woods in pretty much every iteration of the Legend of
Yeah.
Zelda has always been like a maze. Obviously
Where
because
you
of
can get
system
lost.
limitations, like it wasn't as expansive or it wasn't as complex as Breath of the Wilds was. Like, I mean, like the Lost Woods and Ocarina of Time was basically like I mean, it was akin to like the original Legend of Zelda, where it was like, okay, well, here's one quadrant of here's one block of area, and then you can either go, up, right, left, down, and then that'll take you to another block where you can go up, right, left, down. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that from
So I
Ocarina
mean,
of
it
Time.
wasn't
Hmm.
too expansive, but it was still kind of like a maze in the sense where like you went down through the wrong door and you have to restart and do everything all over again. But
Yeah,
then you
that's true.
have But then you have Twilight Princess, where you had the Skull Kid kind of like give you the runaround, and you have to like basically go around in circles. in the Lost Woods. Well, I guess it's not technically the Lost Woods. It's the Sacred Forest Meadow, but close enough.
Hmm.
Um, and then there's this one where I mean, like the fog creeps in on you, like if you start veering off the path, and then it just takes you to the closest entrance of the or whatever entrance you came in from.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, my problem also with that is just like about the references, right? So, you know, it's still fairly recent, especially because they keep updating it. But the Zelda timeline is as it is already confusing enough because we have three branching timelines. There's adult Link, there's the young Link timeline, there's the adult Link timeline, and then there's the hero fails timeline.
Hmm.
And then Breath of the Wild basically has callbacks to games from all three timelines. So everybody's like, okay, what the heck? So like, are we erasing the timeline, or is this game set so far into the future where it's like at a point where all three timelines converge? Excuse me. Um. So like, what the heck? And it's true, right? Because if you go to well, it's not Lake Helia no more, right? But if you go to like the Zora's domain kind of side of the map, you can find like one of the goddess shrines, right? Like one of the goddess of wisdom, I think. There's like a shrine or something nearby, right? And if you read like the stone carving, like it talks about how the Zora princess became a sage, which is obviously talking about Princess Ruto from Ocarina of Time. But then there's another one that's then there's other references talking about like the events of Wind Waker, which is a completely different timeline. There's references
Mm.
to Wind Waker and Phantom Hourglass, which is from the Child Link era, right? I don't know where Wind Waker and like Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks fall on. I don't remember if it's Link or if it's young or adult Link, but you know what I mean? Like there's references to all three of the different timelines, so it's even more confusing. Like what the heck? If they're doing it just to call back to the other game's sake, then that's fine. But then don't establish a timeline and then be like, oh yeah, like we're gonna talk about all these games that are from separate timelines.
Yeah,
Right.
I see where you're coming from as well. But if they just presented a good, that's me. Like, I heard people saying that just don't impose your expectations on the game and just enjoy it for what it is. But
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. And I try to be like unbiased, like on things
yeah,
like that. Like I try to grade them as they are.
yeah,
But I mean, you at the same time, you just can't help but like compare it to other games, especially like from its like from the same series.
hmm,
And it's just like you know you're gonna favor some games more than others. And I mean, like I said, like I did give Breath of the Wild some good points. Like I did think that the combat system was pretty good. The gameplay mechanics, like the mechanics themselves, I had no problem with. Like the game was pretty smooth. It was just like really for me the huge like the two big things for me was the lack of linearity, which again basically meant to me at least was a lack of story,
hmm,
and just the fact that there was like no music. Like Zelda is known for its music, especially like the later titles that have actually had like a live orchestra like compose the music, like starting from Skyward Sword, you know so how are you going to go from something like that where like they actually like hire a band or an orchestra to compose music to just basically having like, oh, like just subtle like notes here and there. Not even the villages have like really memorable um like themes.
nah,
And it's just like that to me was very very annoying, like you know
Yep.
yeah. But we're about to reach an hour into the podcast and we still haven't
yeah,
done
let's
no
move on.
news. All right. So I guess we're gonna have to speed a little bit through these news items. First thing that I wanted to talk about concerning the news, the best-selling video games for the. Well, actually, before you do that, my boy, I didn't ask you. I probably know what you did, but did you play anything during the week that you wanted to bring up?
No, let's move on. You already know I have no free time. So
Okay, got you. All right. Moving on to the 20 best-selling video games for the month of July. I'm pulling this from Jeff Grubb from VentureBeat, and the data is from the NPD group. All right, so I have the top 20 best-selling games of the month of July. Do you guys have a guess of what was the best-selling game for July?
No platforms?
Do you want to hint?
Sure.
It's one of the games that released in July for the first time.
What?
wow,
Ghost
wow.
of Tsushima. Makes sense.
Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah.
Yep, yeah.
That,
So Ghost of Tsushima was the best-selling game for the month of July. Number two was Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
what?
Yeah. Number three, you guys have guesses? It was also another title that got released in July.
Okay, you said you wanted to speed through this, and then this whole guessing game is kind of taking.
I understand that, but
Paper,
this one I think you guys would want to guess if you can.
Paper Mario?
Yes, sir. So Paper Mario, the Origami King comes in at number three, and we have to
Really?
remember, yeah, we have to remember that Nintendo does not, or the MPD group doesn't include the digital sales for the game, so it's just physical for Nintendo games. For the last, so I'll just speed through the rest of them. So number four, The Last of Us Part Two. Number five, Animal Crossing New Horizons, still coming through. Number six, Ring Fit Adventure. Ring Fit Adventure.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Number seven, my boy would be very happy. Is going to be very happy about this. Mortal Kombat 11 coming in at number seven.
Why specifically me?
Cause you're a big Mortal Kombat 11 fan, man. Mortal Kombat in general.
Well, yeah, but it's not like whoa, like he's gonna love this. Like
Sure. I gassed that up a little bit. Okay, number eight, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Number nine, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Number 10, Sword Art Online Alicization Licorice. Okay, and for 11 through 20, we have Minecraft, PlayStation 4. Number 12, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Number 13, Rainbow Six Siege. Number 14, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Number 15, MLB The Show 20. Number 16, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Number 17, Need for Speed Heat. Number 18, Marvel Spider-Man. Number 19, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And number 20, Call of Duty Black Ops 3. All right, so that's the top 20 best-selling games of the month of July. Anything surprising? Did you expect something to be on there? I don't think. It's pretty per the course. What keeps selling well
Yeah,
is going to keep selling well.
I'm surprised. Call of Duty is still up there, though. I mean, didn't it run its course already?
hasn't
Yeah,
the hasn't the entire series as a whole run its course?
I mean, I feel like it has, but it still sells well. So I don't know why, but oh yeah, multiplayer.
yeah, people just love Call of Duty. This last Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, I had a fun comparable to when I played it back in 2009 with Modern Warfare 2. I was having that almost that level of fun, so they did something there. Refined the systems, introduced, new things. All right, you guys ready to move on to the second story?
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so this one I'll just mention, unless you guys have some input to say. Halo Infinite was delayed into 2021. This is from Nicole Carpenter on Polygon. As I said, the game is going to be coming to in 2021 instead of alongside the new Xbox launch. Uh, so Phil Spencer appeared on a talk show with Gary Whitta. So Gary Whitta, he does a thing called Animal Talking, and he had Phil Spencer on as a guest. He says that they consider shipping parts of the game separately in order to make the deadline, but it just wasn't the right fit for the game. And the studio released a official Twitter post saying that there were multiple factors for the delay, and those factors do include the coronavirus outbreak. So we've been talking about Xbox these the past couple of podcasts. Halo Infinite was going to be the tentpole game to come along with the Xbox when it released, and it's just not going to have it this time. So a pretty big blow for Xbox in terms of selling consoles, I believe. But I think they're still banking on Game Pass to carry a lot of that load. Any additional commentary about that, or shall we move on?
Moving on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay.
Unless, okay.
All right. So the last story, a pretty eccentric story to say the least. Fortnite has been removed from the Apple and Google App Stores, and Epic sues in response of it. So I have details from Ian Scher and Richard Nieva from CNET. So what had happened was, to summarize, Epic included a direct payment service in the Fortnite app. Um, this circumvented the cuts that Apple and Google would receive from their in-app purchases, and that cut was up to 30%. This, of course, violated the company's guidelines, which resulted in the removal of the Fortnite app. So in addition to the lawsuit that Epic has done against Apple and Google, they also posted a video online mimicking Apple's famous Macintosh ad from 1984. And this time they accused Apple of being the bad guy instead of the hero, where Apple presented themselves as a hero back in 1984. And then I have a quote here that was pretty interesting. Apple and Google argued their Apple and Google argue their developer guidelines protect users and to ensure equal treatment of app makers who've made millions of apps for both platforms combined. Apple and Google critics meanwhile say the companies are too restrictive and that they take too large a commission for commerce on their platforms. And just as an FYI, as of Friday morning, consumers can still download Fortnite on Android phones using other app stores such as the Galaxy Store for Samsung devices. So the question I have for you guys is that do you think Epic's move was warranted, and do you think that it will change anything for the better?
Hmm. Um, Honestly, I haven't like really read much about this case. I only know like why it happened, uh, which is basically what you said. Uh, I think I don't know. 'Cause I was talking to Jose, for example, about Jose mentioned how can how those are like the terms um, from Apple and Google, and
Okay.
Epic is just trying to go around that, and
Mm-hmm.
in this way, Jose was saying like, well, don't they have like a right to that? Because like those are the terms, they agree to those terms and so on.
Right.
So like it got me thinking, like um, I mean, it's kind of true, but then I don't know, like a lot from other things, like people have said that Apple specifically has been very anti-consumer and very like um. Is that echo? You hear echo?
Yeah, I'm hearing an echo too.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, people have said that
Yeah, it's still
Apple
there.
is very
I mean, we can just keep.
still
We can just keep going. We'll go through it. We're almost done. Sorry, Luis.
It's very like what's it called monopolistic,
Right.
and so I mean I get that too, but I don't know. I don't know. I can say for sure, Epic is like the good guys here, because after
Hmm.
all, they're all, you know, companies, they're corporations who want money, I guess.
Right.
But although I did hear that Epic is suing Apple and Google, but they don't want like any like monetary compensation. It's just to better the industry, I guess. So I think that's good. But yeah, the like I don't know like too much about it,
Yeah, I get
to
that.
make a like a full decision on who's right.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Point of view.
I see. I see. Does anybody else have any off the cuff impressions about this story?
Not really.
No.
Pretty much what Luis said. I agree. I think it was planned.
Oh yeah, it was
I think it's
definitely
like
planned.
PR, like
From Epic.
you know,
Oh yeah, definitely.
like PR tactics, which
Yeah.
doesn't make them any better. Because at the end of the day, it's just a throwing.
Like
So
they were expecting that kind of response because they already had the 1984 thing up like in a matter of like minutes.
yeah. So good luck to them both.
Yes.
So so Epic, I think Luis was talking about it earlier. Epic has been getting a reputation of doing I guess good in a sense, giving bigger cuts on PC game purchases. Um, Also, what else they did? They damn, I don't know, but they putting out, what is it? The Unreal Engine. The Unreal Engine is kind of used widely by everybody, and they don't really. Um, I mean, if you want to dabble with it, they don't. I don't know if they charge you for it or not, but they're pretty friendly with their game development ecosystem.
Right.
But yeah, like you said, that they're a corporation at the end of the day, and they're trying to make money. But I don't know. This move is kind of. I don't know if it'll be futile. Man, this echo is pretty bad, huh?
Yeah.
All right, I'll
I
just
think
finish
it's
my
coming
thought
from.
real quick. Yeah, I think it's coming from Andres' phone as well.
Unless you that
Huh? What?
your phone is it like in a weird position? No.
It's not.
It's on my
Hello?
dresser like it has been.
Is there an echo
Because
now?
no, that's not going.
Okay, so I think whatever position your phone was in was creating an echo.
Yeah.
But thank
Yeah.
you. All right, so just to finish off my thought real quick, at the end of the day, Epic's really big, and if somebody was going to try to incite change within Apple, it would be them. But you know, at um, yeah, it's a tough situation because like, man, I'm losing my train of thought. um, like, what am I gonna say? So they had everything premeditated, right? They had their ad
Like,
ready, and it kind of came off as not serious, which I think might be a detriment to them. I mean, it was a good PR move, and they got eyes on them. But if they really wanted to make change, I don't know if this was the best way to do it, because other developers are also uh, speaking out against these practices that Apple has been doing. 30% is a pretty big chunk, and Apple's making dollars hand over fist. They're making bank, so they could adjust their cut that they're taking to just take a little bit of a loss for the benefit of the people that put apps on their platform, and Epic is pretty much trying to spearhead this, but I don't see this going anywhere unless there's a more formal, a more sensible approach to, as opposed to what
to it.
they've taken, what they've taken. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it is tough,
yeah,
but I mean, we'll see. We'll just have to see what transpires. Yeah.
yeah. Well, they also trying to say like people who are with them to do the free Fortnite hashtag to do that on social media. So they want us to get involved, but I'm not a big Fortnite fan, and I don't know. I'm not into the Apple App Store ecosystem, so it's hard for me to care all too much.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we move on to pass or play?
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna be moving on to pass or play. Pass or play is a game that we play at the end of our podcast, and this is how it works. So, some of the panelists from the panel, they choose a game and they take a quote from the back of the box. They present that quote to the rest of the panel, and the panel has to guess, if they can, what game it is. And also, from the quote, they have to say whether they would be interested in playing it or if they would pass. So we're planned to have Luis and Andres present their game today. So do you gentlemen have your games ready?
I'm
Yeah, I
ready
have
right
mine ready.
now, unless Luis wants to go first.
I can go first.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go first because it's whatever game.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna get started. Again, I'm gonna blank out certain terms or names. You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. Um, okay, blank was intended to be the most technologically advanced amusement park civilization has ever known. Shortly after takeoff, it disappeared. Now, in the year 3000, it's back and on a collision course with Earth. It's up to you to conquer the 3D levels in four incredibly lavish environments. Take control of the totally original, wacky, and at times life-threatening characters, and unlock the mysteries of the valley. It's all great fun, but remember, the fate of the world is in your hands.
Okay. What's throwing me off was about an amusement park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An amusement park.
I don't really.
Yeah.
How can you go from talking about an amusement park to saying the
Yeah, that
world
the
is in your
fate of the
hands?
world rests on you. What the heck? What kind of game is this?
Yeah, it's a pretty weird game. I know which game it
You,
is.
you know which one it is? You remember?
I think I know which I don't think it's that huge. I don't know. Does it have like a cult following?
It might have a cult following. It might have.
Um, I would play it only because
You've
I'm pretty
dabbled
sure
with
I
it.
have like an idea of what it is, and I've played it in the past. Um, but yeah, I can see why it would throw people off because it's kind of weird. Like amusement park, saving the world, kind of doesn't mix. But
Yeah,
I would play it.
there's not enough clarification there for me to understand what's happening. So I am
Yeah.
not immediately attracted to this. But I mean, usually usually when the tagline says you have to save the world, I mean, well, pretty much every game says that, right? But I mean,
Yeah.
oh, man, no,
Pretty
I
much.
there's not enough information for me there to make a decision. So I'm just gonna skip that one. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass on that. Oh, I can't say that.
Okay.
On that booty. That's even
Yeah, but
worse.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, that the four, what was it, four lavishly something areas?
Environments. Yeah. Four lavish environments.
Okay. The key word for me that's turning me off is wacky. When I hear wacky, I'm think they're taking it too far. And I don't like games that
Okay.
take wacky too far. So I'm gonna say no.
You're gonna
I'm a
pass.
pass. Yeah.
So pass, pass, and play. Okay, so the game is called Space Station Silicon Valley.
What?
It's a Nintendo 64 game.
W-
I think it Take Two.
Take Two, as in the 2K people that own 2K.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wait, say the title one more time.
Space Station Silicon Valley.
Space Stations. That's the deepest of cuts, man.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah, because I've been using games that I played, so I'm kind of like scraping the barrel on it. But yeah, I
Okay.
remember this game, and I was actually curious if like you guys have played it.
How does it play?
It's I want to say it's a 3D platformer, something like that.
Oh
But
no.
you control like these animal robots or whatever. Um, it's a strange game, right? And
Yeah,
like
what even is this game's identity?
I don't think it has one. I think it's just.
it's just yeah, it's just
It just exists. It's just there.
yeah. But yeah, it was
Okay.
published by Take Two Interactive,
That's crazy. And look where they are now. They
developed by
freaking have.
DMA Design.
Huh. Okay.
I'll
All
post a
right.
picture so you guys can.
Yeah, I
Oh,
want to see. I want to see the cover art. Okay. So thanks for the entry,
Okay,
Luis.
I got my game ready right here. Whenever you guys are ready.
All
I'm
right, we're
ready.
ready.
Okay, here we go. Evil waits below the surface. Something sinister lurks in the depths of the planet. You are the only one who can destroy this evil, but first it must be found.
that's it.
That's it. That's it.
Hmm.
That's it.
Huh.
Evil lurks.
Oh, this is
And you have to
planet.
find it. And you have to find it. It's not. It's not there for the taking.
Hmm.
There's no additional
I mean, there is, but
taglines or something.
they're kind of specific.
Okay, okay.
Hmm, interesting.
Well, the first thing I thought of, for some reason, is water. I don't know if it has anything to do with water, but it talks about death and lurking, kind of like a fish.
Okay.
It's hard.
I mean, the fact that it says planet makes me think of like extraterrestrial, something space, maybe a Metroid game.
But there's no evil in there.
People, I would play it based on that description. That short description, I would play it. It's pretty it's pretty
Vague.
broad, like evil. Obviously, I mean, a lot of games you fight against evil,
Yeah,
so it's kind of general.
it's kind of like a good versus evil.
Yeah, but I mean, I would play it based on that, like the space vibe I get from it. It
Okay.
appeals to me, but I have no idea what game it is.
Okay. But we have a play.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay. We still got two more holdouts though.
For me, the lurking beneath the surface. That's implying that's going to be a dark and dingy game perpetually. And I like a little bit of light. I like a little bit of shrubbery, some sunlight. So I'm just assuming that the game's going to be very dark and depressing. So I'm gonna pass on that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll play it. Every time I get a chance to defeat evil, I'll do it.
So
No, but yeah,
okay, so we
I'll
got
play
two
it. I'll
plays.
play
We got two plays and a pass, right?
yeah.
Okay. So you guys already made your decisions. So I'm gonna give like the little additional ones that are specific. I'm still gonna try to omit for the most part,
it. All right.
but So here we go. Here's the little extra excerpts. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Explore the enormous regions of the planet, from frozen drifts to crumbling
Oh my god.
ruins. Use technological upgrades and wield powerful weapons.
Mm.
Okay.
That
So
sounds more like Metroid
I
now.
I tried.
Yeah,
I
it's,
tr- I specifically didn't say that because I knew that I would give it away. But the game in question, Ray, you're gonna hate yourself for this, is actually Metroid Prime,
The original
oh,
Metroid Prime.
the original Metroid Prime for GameCube. So here's the actual tagline. Okay, evil waits below the surface. Something sinister lurks in the depths of planet Talon 4. Interstellar bounty
Mm.
hunter Samus Aran is the only one who can destroy this evil. But first, it must be found. Explore the enormous regions of Talon 4, from the frozen Phendrana drifts to the crumbling Chozo ruins.
Damn it!
Use all technological upgrades to Samus's power suit,
oh,
including the thermal and
man.
scan visors. Wield powerful weapons like the wave and ice beams to take on the space pirates and their legions. And then here's one that I didn't say at all because this is obviously a dead giveaway.
Mhm.
Roll into the morph ball to explore tight spots. Bomb your way through walls and roll your way out of reach places.
Bruh.
Oh,
How
that's.
do you
The
feel,
colors,
Ray? How do you feel,
I,
Ray, that you decided to pass on Metroid?
I feel like you did a great
man.
presentation to fool me so cleverly. Ah, that hurts. That hurts.
Mm-hmm.
My afternoon
That
is
hurt.
ruined.
That hurt me. That hurt
Yeah.
me.
Ugh. I I should have been safe. I should have been safe. Now I'm sorry. I was
Shame.
trying to be edgy and say no, but now my second favorite game of all time is dead to me.
Damn.
Okay.
Dude, Metro Prime. Masterpiece.
Fourth one.
Between Metroid Prime and Metroid Fusion, like that was all like this was literally my childhood right here. Also, like obviously I played Metroid Fusion first because that came out first, then Prime. But I like to me Metroid didn't really have an identity because like obviously Metroid Fusion and Metroid Prime were like they were vastly different because one's a 2D side scroller and then the other one is basically like a first person like shooter slash platformer. So
Hmm.
it's just like I was just like, this series is pretty interesting. There's it's different. Like each game is different. So like my understanding was that each game was different. But then I found out, oh, Zero Mission is also a 2D side scroller, and then I ended up finding out a lot of the Metroid games were 2D side scrollers. Like once I got into the series,
Yeah.
and I was just like, oh, so Metroid Prime is just the odd one out, but it's still a pretty good game. But no, this right here, this is what I grew up on right here, and you
Yeah.
just sullied that memory for yourself, right?
The twins said play. That's what makes me upset. That they both were wise and they said yes, and I'm the only fool.
You fool.
I'm looking at the cover right now, and just Samus's stalwart like stance is just like she is very disappointed.
Legit, that's one of the best cover arts ever to grace a video game.
Watch, look, turn turn on your camera so that she can see how upset she is at you.
I see it.
She's very upset.
Yeah, I see. She disappointed in me.
She is very disappointed.
Damn. Yeah, so supposedly Metroid Prime came out on November 17th, 2002, and Metroid Fusion came out November 18th, 2002.
What? They came out a day
Supposedly.
apart from each other? No, they didn't.
Let me see. That's what it
That is
says. Just a
not.
quick cursory.
No, that can't possibly be right.
Cause I
I'm
remember.
just.
Hmm.
I distinctly remember Fusion coming out first, and it was not a day apart. How is that possible? Like, because you could play like once you beat the game, or not even beating the game, you can connect the Game Boy Advance to the GameCube, and you can unlock the Fusion armor.
I did do
That's
that.
that specifically means that Fusion comes out first.
Oh no. November. Wait. On August 22nd, 2002, from Wikipedia, Nintendo announced that the game can connect to the Metroid Prime for the GameCube. NA release November 18th on Wikipedia. Man, I don't know. But yeah, I feel like I felt like it was together because I remember hooking up the, like you said, the advance to the GameCube to get the fusion suit. Interesting. All right, so thank you for Jose, sorry, Luis and Andres for presenting their game. That was fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out the podcast for this week. We have been Roll Jump Media. Uh, we also produce content on our website at Roll Jump Media, and we also have a YouTube channel where we also post videos. We also on social media. Any social media that you can think of, we're probably on it. Just look up Roll Jump Media along with the social media of your preference, and we should be on there. And as always, thank you for all the viewers who are watching, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.